Welcome to 5-Element Theory, Building Relationship of Parts for Holism. To truly grasp the power of this ancient model, let's begin not with theory, but with a remarkable story. A true case from 14th century China illustrating the profound usefulness of the 5 elements in everyday life. Our story centers on the 20-year-old woman suffering from a mysterious ailment. For half a year she lay frail, barely eating, her eyes fixed blankly on the wall. Many esteemed doctors attempted to treat her, but with no success. Finally, the renowned traditional Chinese medicine physician Zhu Danqi was called. Zhu Danqi examined her meticulously, carefully taking her pulse. Afterward, he spoke privately with her parents, asking a surprising question. Is your daughter married? The parents, astonished, replied, No. Zhu Danqi's insight was immediate. From my judgment, she deeply misses a man. The parents were indeed surprised, but confessed. Their daughter had been engaged, but her fiancé had left for work in a distant town years ago with no news since. Zhu Danqi explained, the sickness is caused by emotion. Chinese herbs alone will not be enough to cure her. The parents, desperate, asked, then how can she be cured? Zhu Danqi replied, I have an unusual method, but you must trust me and not interfere. He then reviewed his plan. Your daughter suffers from excessive pensiveness and longing, which has caused her spleen and stomach chi to become entangled, leading to her complete loss of appetite. I will need to use anger to forcibly activate her chi flow. The parents were shocked by such a drastic proposal, but agreed, albeit with deep worry. Approaching the young lady, Zhu Danqi accused her. You are already engaged, yet you have fallen in love with another man in his absence. You are shameless. The lady, weak as she was, felt a surge of anger but couldn't speak. Zhu Danqi then slapped her and continued to scold her harshly. This time she could bear no more nonsense. She was so consumed by rage that she burst into loud, bitter sobs. Zhu Danqi then invited the parent to console her. After crying for 1 to 2 hours, something miraculous happened. The lady suddenly declared she was incredibly hungry and wanted to eat a full meal. The parents were astonished. For 6 months she had no appetite, and now she craved a whole meal. But Zhu Danqi wasn't finished. He told the parents the root of the sickness wasn't entirely cured. Pensiveness was one emotion, he explained. But there is another, worry and anxiety about her fancy long absence. The parent asked, how do we treat that worry and anxiety? Joy, Zhu Danqi declared, can overcome anxiety and worry. So they pretended they had received a letter from the fancy, announcing his imminent return for their marriage. The young lady was overjoyed. With this emotional shift and a few supportive herbs, she made a full recovery. What do we learn from this remarkable case study? First, negative emotion can profoundly cause sickness. And second, it is possible to use one emotion to treat another emotional problem. This fascinating interplay is precisely what the five-element theory helps us understand. Negative emotion cause sickness. The concept that negative emotion cause sickness is not a modern discovery. In fact, it was extensively documented and understood over 3,000 years within the ancient wisdom tradition of the Yellow Emperors in a classic. In our other video training courses, especially food therapy for the unique you and your body constituent, and organ functionality, what Western medicine does not know, we provide extensive discussion. We examine precisely which emotion affect which organ, how emotional state impact the vital flow of qi throughout the body, and ultimately, how these energetic disturbances lead to specific organ dysfunction and eventually manifest as health problems. This case study serves as a powerful reminder of this fundamental truth. Emotion to treat emotional problem. In the captivating case study we just explored, we observe a direct application of using emotion as a therapeutic tool. We saw anger successfully counteract pensiveness and excessive thinking. And then joy was utilized to overcome debilitating anxiety and worry. The logical question that arises is, what is the underlying theoretical framework that explains such seemingly counterintuitive emotional treatments? The answer lies directly within the profound wisdom of the five-element theory. It provides the comprehensive method for understanding this intricate emotional dynamic. Managing complexity. Now, a natural and critical question emerges. With such a vast spectrum of human emotion, how do we effectively manage and understand them? We know that our emotional landscape is incredibly complex, filled with nuances and intertwined feelings. And it is not just emotion. Consider the sheer number of other variables that influence our health and life. The many different organ and body parts, countless sicknesses, the intricate progression of diseases, environmental factors, changing weather pattern, and the constant flux of life's events. How can we possibly make sense of such overwhelming complexity? The five-element theory offered a powerful, elegant solution. Paradigm shift. Before we dive deeply into the specifics of the five-element theory, it is crucial to acknowledge something fundamental. A paradigm shift is often required. This isn't just about learning new information. It is about potentially shifting your underlying belief system about how the world and especially your body works. Our conventional educational system, for example, often shape us into the discrete, fragmented way of thinking. We learn different subjects: biology, physics, arts, science, geography, history, typically in isolation with little emphasis on the inherent connection or interrelationship. This course will encourage you to move beyond that silo thinking. The five-element theory invites you to see the world and yourself as an integrated whole where everything is subtly yet powerfully connected. Be prepared to open your mind to the new way of seeing. Five-element theory in conflict with Western medicine. If you consult a Western medical doctor for, say, a persistent stomach problem, the specialist will typically focus intently on your stomach symptom. This approach excels at targeted diagnosis and treatment for specific organ issues. However, ancient wisdom, particularly as embodied by the five-element theory, take a profoundly different view. It understands that your stomach's functionality are deeply connected to the functionality of other organs, for instance, your liver or your kidney. This means that a treatment for the stomach problem from the five-element perspective might not solely target the stomach itself. The root of the problem could lie in the liver or even in an imbalance originating elsewhere. Therefore, treatment might be carried out at the source of the problem, which could be an organ seemingly unrelated to the stomach. Or, more often, treatment involves harmonizing both the stomach and its related organ to prevent further progression of the disease, recognizing that a stomach problem can cascade into issues with other organs over time. This is precisely for this reason that it is so important for you to keep an open mind as you learn the powerful and integrated theory of five elements. It offers a complementary, deeper understanding of health and healing. Tracing the discovery of five-element model. Now let's engage our imagination. Let's travel back thousands of years to the time when humanity lived intimately with the rhythm of nature, before modern science began to dissect and categorize. We are going back to trace the origin of the five-element model. How the ancient sage, without our scientific instrument, come to perceive such a sophisticated, interconnected model of the universe and the human body? What observation, what insight, what profound wisdom led them to identify these five fundamental phases: wood, fire, earth, matter, and water, as the very fabric of existence and the blueprint for health? We will now embark on this imaginative journey to understand the genesis of this enduring and powerful model. Get ready to witness how deep observation of the natural world became the foundation for understanding our inner world.